What's going on, everybody? This is the CinqBoys
Sync
podcast.
boy.
Yes, boys! All right, we got a couple things going on. I do have to say, just to start it off, Patrice Bergeron is a Boston Bruin. David Krejci is a Boston Bruin. Yes, boys!
We did the podcast such a long time ago. Bergeron is back was the title. Yikes!
Yeah, dude, I mean, he told us he was back, so can't really blame us on that one. But he officially signed, I think it was a couple days ago, maybe 2 days ago. And
Uh,
Krejci did as well,
I believe it
right?
was yesterday, and it was Bergeron at 1 year, 2.5. Then Krejci, like right after that, 1 year, 1 mil, and then right after that, Pavel Zacha avoids arbitration, 1 year, 3.5. It's crazy he's getting 3.5. Of course I have a problem with it, but
That's
um
insane.
dude, fired
Uh,
up. This is what I thought of right before we were about to start was we'll just do a little bit on the Bruins real quick, but seems like when I brought up before when Bruce Cassidy left and it's like Jake DeBrusk rescinds trade request and Krejci might be coming back and it's like dude, the fact that they're getting the gang back together, it has to be Cassidy. It has to be them. Like
it has to be.
we weren't successful under Cassidy, and they were. They were very successful. They won a whole lot of games. Like he's like the third most winningest coach win percentage wise in NHL history or something like that. I could be capping so hard, but
Whatever, dude. We know that he was a winner. We know they won games during the playoffs almost every year, so wouldn't be
but it
surprised.
sounds like these guys believe that they can contend with the Avalanche of last year with the squad they have.
I mean, I don't think that Bergeron's too old, and it seems like if the Bruins were willing to re-sign Krejci, they think he could still play. And at that point, the boys seem like they're fucking buzzing over there in Boston. Like, maybe fucking Cod resigns. What's so funny? Dude, they
That's
got Bergeron and Krejci for a combined 3 million.
I'm pretty sure they're negative in the cap space column right now, but I think they had like 2.9 available before any of those guys signed. So they have to move some money around still, but Bergeron quote came out. It said like I still have something to give. It's like let's fucking go. You've given us enough. But yeah, we'll
Cup run
take
is
more.
back.
We'll
The
take
cup
more.
run is back. Let's fucking go, boys.
100% Bruins to the cup. Let's go.
All right. Giants training camp is in full swing. We'll get to that a little bit later. We have a bunch of shit going on. There was a fight in practice. We'll get to the Giants. We, we
Yeah.
we we can't stay away from the Giants. But we're gonna start off this podcast with our NFC West predictions. Uh, Obviously the Rams won last year and won the Super Bowl,
Hmm.
but a lot has changed. Trey Lance is now the quarterback of the 49ers. Jimmy G's gone. Well, not gone yet, but
Russell
he's
Wilson's out of Seattle.
sir. Drew Lock. Yeah, we're gonna start it off with the Seahawks. Last year, dude, I'm not a big Russ fan. I've never been a big Russ fan. Um, Especially just like we'll get into the quarterback tiers later. That's another thing we're doing, but he's like considered a superstar in the NFL, but he, dude, they haven't made the playoffs in a long time. Fuck the Seahawks. Not a fan. Russell Wilson. I mean, I guess his numbers weren't that bad last year, but like Russell Wilson played 14 games and Geno Smith played four. And I remember when I looked this up, like if you took Geno Smith's numbers and multiplied them to exactly the same number of games that Russ played, they were exactly the same. What does that tell me? That Russ sucks and Geno can handle his own, or that the Seahawks were terrible in general. But I don't know, dude. There's really not a lot to go. Like, we have them projected to go 2-15.
Yeah.
I'll just cut right to the chase on that one. Trash defense, trash O line. They lost Bobby Wagner. They drafted Charles Cross, Kenneth Walker, the running back, and Boy Moft. What didn't Boye Mafe? Help
I
me
think it's
out, dude.
Boy Mafe. I don't know. I have
Sounds
no
like we
idea.
both don't know.
Yeah.
Yikes. All right. Well, I remember he dropped, I feel like. I feel like Sharif was all about him during the draft. Or at least like early second round. Maybe. Okay. Anyway. Rashad Penny. Okay. Chris Carson retired, right?
Yeah.
Because of concussions or injuries
I think he had
or
a neck injury. Yeah.
so the Seahawks were one of those like dual back set kind of teams with him and Penny. But once Carson was out of the picture last year, Rashad Penny averaged 158 yards and totaled 6 touchdowns in 4 of the last 5 games. There's one game he had like 50 yards, but anyway, looked at him as a nice backup running back in fantasy. I'd say. What do you think? I feel like he slips like the 6th or 7th round.
I was doing my pre-draft strategy. I have like a whole notes sheet in my phone dedicated. Uh, I like Rashad Penny. Let's say
Yeah,
that.
I mean, if he gets the touches, but they did draft that guy Kenneth Walker, and he apparently has been taking a lot of reps with the first team training camp. So I don't know. We'll see. DK Metcalf re-signed. He's now, I think, the fourth highest paid receiver in the NFL. I don't know why he would stay there with Joe
Yeah.
Lock at the helm and Geno Smith is the
I feel like
best option.
there's a lot more player control in where you can play nowadays, and he totally could have just like, it doesn't look great, but like, you're a great receiver. You don't want to play for a terrible team with a terrible quarterback.
I mean, most guys sign 4, 5, maybe 6 years, but he only did sign a 3-year contract. So maybe it was all right. I'm gonna get my money, but I'm not really gonna wait too long and wait for you guys to figure this out. There is a deep quarterback draft next year, as I've heard. With our quarterback of the Giants being make or break season. Anyway, I'm not even gonna go through the schedule. Like, I'm pretty sure that every single time another team played the Seahawks, we had them beating them when we went through everybody else's schedule. But we have the Seahawks beating the Falcons and the Lions in back-to-back weeks, and then losing 13 in a row this season.
To
You have
be
anything
honest,
else?
they're probably gonna overperform our expectations. I mean, they're just so low, our expectations, that
Yeah,
is. And we don't really know the team that well. I feel like I didn't really follow them even when they were good. And now that they don't have Russ, they pretty much don't have anything that I'm familiar with. Even losing Bobby Wagner, like your defense is bad enough as it is. Like
yeah.
since the Legion of Boom, it's just been a downhill spiral. And they don't look good. They don't look good on paper, and they will probably get more than 2 wins.
Dude, I once you said that, like, I agreed with you immediately, but then I looked at their schedule and it's like the only non-playoff teams they play all year are the Falcons and the Lions, which we already have them slotted for wins. And then you got to go all the way down. They do play the Giants in week 8, but I still think the Giants beat them.
And then
And
they
then
have
you got
the
to go.
Panthers and then the Jets is the rest of the
That's
way.
it, dude. The rest of them are absolute hammers of teams. The Rams twice, the Cardinals twice, the 49ers twice. Obviously, it's a division. And then the Chiefs, the Raiders, the Buccaneers, the Chargers,
The
the
Saints,
Saints, the
yeah.
Broncos. Like, there's no room for them to really make a splash. You been on the Seahawks, dude? I'm good on the
I'm
Seahawks.
definitely good on the Seahawks.
All right, let's move on to the Cardinals.
The
Obviously, a lot
COD
of
clause.
like weird shit going on in the offseason with them. You got DeAndre Hopkins suspended for PEDs. Definitely wouldn't have seen that
Yikers.
coming. They got rid of Christian Kirk. They got rid of Chase Edmonds. He's now in Miami. So they have James Conner. I don't know who their backup is. Do you know who their backup running back is?
Did they draft someone? Because
I feel like
yeah,
I know who it is.
I
Hold
think you
on.
just mentioned Chase Edmonds is in Miami. Um,
Mhm.
they used to have Kenyon Drake. He's with the Raiders. Yeah, I have no idea who their backup is. James Conner is a red zone monster, though.
And a receiving back for
Hmm.
sure. He was really good with that on Pittsburgh. But I mean, dude, they're going to be starting with AJ Green And who is the receiver that they picked up? I feel like I drafted him 100 times in fantasy this year. In the fucking mock drafts. I forget who it is, dude.
Here, let me
I'm
look it
actually
up real
really
quick.
bothered by it. But anyway, Kyler had a solid year last year. 3,800 yards, 24 touchdowns, 10 picks. He did have over 400 rushing yards and 5 rushing touchdowns. We all know that he's a dual threat as a quarterback.
Is it
He,
Hollywood Brown
yeah, it is. Yeah.
and then Rondale Moore? I forgot about too.
Yeah, he's a smaller guy, but I don't know. He's more like a slot end around guy. I don't see him having that big of an impact, no matter who's on the field for them. But we'll see. But dude, Kyler, I don't know if you remember, did they play one playoff game last year? And Kyler looked horrible,
Yeah,
horrible.
I think we all knew it wasn't going to end well. They were playing the Rams in the first round. Like
Oh yeah, you're right.
they had no chance.
Dude, I'm pretty sure they split the season series with the Rams last year, though. I have some type of feeling in my gut. I think I actually bet on the Cardinals this year, but they're going to start with a washed up AJ Green, James Conner. They're going to get D Hop back. I think that they'll be able to pick up some momentum at that point. Their defense, they did lose Chandler Jones, right? They lost him to the Raiders.
Yeah,
Um, and then Marcus Golden, that guy that was on the Giants 2 years ago.
yeah. He's
Him
pretty
and
good.
Chandler Jones were their top two sack guys last year. Their defense was ranked sixth on PFF, which is better than I ever thought it was. They got some boys in the secondary that played well last year, and their rush defense actually was really good. And JJ Watt was hurt, so they'll have him back.
Hmm.
Dude, I feel like they have somebody else on the other side. I forget. Anyway,
JJ Watt.
I feel like they have somebody on the other side, or maybe I'm thinking about.
Did you mention JJ Watt?
Yeah. I feel like they signed somebody to be on the opposite side of JJ Watt. I forget who it is now.
Yeah, I'm blanking too.
Yikes. We're all over the place with these Cardinals. Maybe it's because we both think they're gonna suck.
Yeah, they're
Like I don't care about the Cardinals at all, dude.
I used to like them when it was the Larry Fitz, Carson Palmer days, Kurt Warner, you know. They were a likable team, bunch of good guys on the squad. Now, like, I don't know, Kyler has rubbed me the wrong way ever since, like, when he played for Oklahoma.
Um, dude, I really want Kyler to be in this like class of quarterbacks like that are coming up. More the merrier. That's how I look at it. The Brady's and the Rogers are being ushered out. Eli and Philip Rivers are gone. Big Ben's gone. Drew Brees is gone.
I just feel like Kyler, I mean, the maturity comes up so often as like an issue with him, but like I feel like he doesn't really have a great like presence of the situation. Like I feel like he's the guy that like you're down 14 and he runs in like a 10-yard touchdown and he does this like big celebration. It's like,
Dude,
dude.
I feel like there's a lack of passion with him. I mean, the contract situation
And he's a
obviously
blamer.
tells part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's not good as a leader of your franchise. Dude, am I tripping? Or did I see a tweet or a post or news come out that the Oakland A's offered him a $300 contract? Was that just like a fake tweet?
Was that recently?
Yeah, this week. It could have been fake news, dude. But I'm pretty sure they offered him a $300 million deal to try and lure him back to baseball because they still have his draft tickets.
Dude, that'd be insane.
I mean, the NFL is already causing him a lot of problems, and baseball is a lot more casual. I feel like going from a quarterback of an NFL franchise to the center fielder for the Oakland A's, like, is a completely different life, dude. Totally different responsibilities and pressure. Like, he could be making more money playing baseball and have a tenth of the pressure on his back.
I can't figure it out.
What, the sources?
No, because it sounds like there was like the A's GM and the Cardinals GM were kind of beefing, but I don't really know. Like it says Arizona GM dismisses Kyler Murray's baseball future with Oakland Athletics diss. So maybe,
Maybe it's a rumor. All
yeah. I don't
right.
know. It doesn't sound like Kyler switching to baseball. So
All right. Well, let's move on to the schedule. We got them finishing 8-9. You know, losing to actually the Chiefs, the Rams, the Eagles, the Saints, the Rams, the Chargers, the Patriots, the Bucks, the 49ers. Like, dude, their schedule's not easy. You know, this NFC
yeah,
West, we already went to the Seahawks part of the schedule.
being in the NFC West, like you look at some divisions and it's like, yeah, this team's schedule is harder than this team, or they have the same schedule because they're playing the same teams. But for the NFC West, it's like you have to play your own division, and there's a bunch of good teams in there. So sucks.
Definitely easily comparable to the AFC West with how difficult those teams' schedules are. I forget which teams those guys are playing, which divisions, but you
Yeah.
got 6 games against playoff teams right off the rip. You can't escape when other teams like the AFC South have 4 gimmies with the
Hmm.
Jags and the Texans in there. But yeah, I mean, I see a lot of controversy around the Cardinals this year and not a lot of winning football games. Obviously, who the fuck knows, dude? Kyler might surprise everybody and shut everybody up. But
Yeah, he
he,
could. He totally could. That's the thing is he has a bunch of potential, but um I don't know. I've seen him like his body language is always horrible, so I just that always turns me completely off.
it's just a cowardly way to go about your business. Like I've seen him, I think,
Well
like
put.
throw a ball and it's down the field and the receiver drops it and he throws up his hands, puts his head down, and just walks back to the bench. Fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
Like
Bad
that is
teammate.
not a leader, dude. Bad team. All right, we'll see how Kyler plays out. I think that he's kind of backed into a corner right now. But it's all on him, dude. I don't want to I don't want to give him any type of excuses. Everything that he's done, he's put himself into. He chose the NFL, and now it's up to him to decide what kind of man he wants to be. Wow, I'm coming down on him. What kind of man he wants to be? What the fuck
All right, Dad.
am I?
The
All right,
Niners.
the Niners, dude. I like the buzz around this organization.
This is my kind of squad.
Yeah, it really is. Jimmy G obviously was the one with the keys to the car last year. 3,800 yards, 20 and 12, 68% completion. Not a bad season. Not a bad season. Not bad enough in my eyes to get benched for a guy that's almost never played in the NFL. Unbelievable. Trey Lance in 6 games last year. I mean, obviously he was like what splitting snaps with Jimmy G. Weren't they doing like series on, series off, or
Yeah, it was
situational?
kind of weird because they would bring him in the red zone, and sometimes it's just like really risky situations. It's like you're just switching quarterbacks mid game. Like this is weird.
All right, I wish I had his because I have 6 games, 600 yards, 5 touchdowns, 2 picks, 57 completions. But I don't know the completions and attempts. Like, is it 40 completions for 600 yards? Is it 100? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we
Hmm.
really talking about here? But I don't know. I have a lot of confidence in him. I actually watched a documentary on him, like growing up in middle school and high school and college. He played at Carson Wentz University. Who was that? South Dakota State.
Yeah. Yikes.
Dude, apparently when he was there, they brought in somebody that was a transfer from one of the bigger schools, and Trey Lance won the job in like 3 weeks of practice. And then he threw, I think, 42 touchdowns and 0 interceptions the entire season. His first year in college. I mean, obviously the competition isn't the Alabamas and the Georgias, but no picks, dude. Fucking insane. Fucking
That's
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah.
I'm just like blown away. I didn't even know he was
Unbelievable.
that much of a passer.
It seems like he has all the
42
tools.
passing touchdowns.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And like 12 rushing or something like that. I don't know, dude. Sounds like there's a lot of potential there. That's why dude, let's see what we have for the 49ers. 9-8. I got a feeling that I like
This team is one of those teams to me that screams playoff team, but regular season success doesn't really matter. They just have
and
to get into the dance.
yeah, remember, dude, their schedule is nothing not to scoff at. So rookie quarterback. But at the same time, dude, Kyle Shanahan knows what he's doing. The defense is fire. They have established offensive presences with Debo, Elijah Mitchell, Kittle, Brandon Ayuk. All these
All
guys
right,
have had
dude.
success in the past, man.
I'm just saying, when we did the 9-8, like,
I don't like it either now. I don't
dude,
like
I
it.
think they beat the Raiders. I think they beat the Broncos. I think they beat the there was
That's
one more
it.
game.
Dude, even that brings them up to 11-6. I think that that's their ceiling. I think between 11-6 and 9-8 is fair because these are toss-up games. Those two games that you just said are toss-ups. In my mind, I'm high on the Bears. And that pass rush that the Raiders have now with Crosby on one side and Khalil Mack. No, not Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack's. Is it Khalil Mack? Who's on the? Oh, Chandler Jones. Chandler Jones and Max Crosby, like a rookie quarterback. How's that going to do?
Mm-hmm.
But let's look at the O-line stats we have for them. Ranked third on PFF. Okay. So the 49ers seem like they have the rest of the roster figured out. It's up to Trey Lance to do something. That's what I see.
It's like the Giants.
I'm so blindly high on the Giants, and you just backed me into a corner with that one, dude. I really didn't like that. The 49ers actually have shit figured out. Actually. You know what I'm saying? Stop! We'll get to
Joe.
the Giants. I don't know, dude. Dude, they
All
have
right, so
Josh
around like
Norman.
10-7.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 10-7. I
The
like
Niners have Josh Norman.
says it right here. And Jimmy Ward.
Yeah.
Um Nick Bosa had 15.5 sacks last year, 70 pressures. Dude, that's crazy.
Dude, we can go back to the playoffs and just like run the tapes back of everything I was saying about the Niners. Like,
All right,
dude,
dude.
I can't believe you guys took the Packers to cover.
Dude, you have to understand. I'm pretty sure the Packers only lost 3 games in the regular season last year. Like they were mowing people down. And what happened in that playoff game? Rodgers had goggles or like a sniper scope on COD locked into Devontae Adams. So what? Everywhere else on the field, the 49ers had figured out, and I guess they had either Norman or Jimmy Ward on Devontae Adams. There's only so much you could do with that. He's the best receiver in the NFL. But it's like, dude, you called it right. I'll give you the props. But the Packers were supposed to win that game. That's all I'm gonna say. That's why
I don't
Rodgers
know.
is in my tier 2. All
Little
right.
contradictory for both of us there.
And
But
I'm contradictory on being so high on Trey Lance and not being higher than you on the 49ers. I'm higher on Trey Lance than you are.
and you're higher on Daniel Jones than I am.
It always comes back around. It's the reason why we talk about this guy so much, man. All right, the Raiders. Fuck.
The
I'm so fixated on the Raiders.
Raiders. And we're not even talking about them.
The Rams, the Los Angeles Rams, the defending Super Bowl champions.
Cam Akers comeback season.
I don't know when to take him in fantasy, dude. He's always
Oh,
like
he's
floating
a
around.
he's a third, fourth rounder.
No, he's not, dude. He's ranked like
Wait,
17th.
what am I talking about?
He's available for my second pick. And he's like the top guy on the list for my second pick. And I have the
Yeah, no, he's definitely a second
18th
rounder.
overall, right? I have the 20th one. And he's ranked like 23rd. And he always drops. He always drops. I don't know. But yeah, dude, the Rams were really fired up last year when he was coming back in the middle of the playoffs. Remember that?
Yeah.
But Sony Michel did come into his own a little bit towards the end of the year. Darrell Henderson played the entire season and only had 688 yards. Yikes, 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 yikes.
Their line got worse. They lost Whitworth.
I think more as a leader than a glue guy.
Well, I just mean like PFF ranked him much higher than anybody else.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That's true, dude. Dude, I've never paid enough attention to offensive lines until this year. And it's like everything's starting to come together for me. Like, you have a guy that is literally not going to let your quarterback get sacked as your left tackle. Like, that's how much more value can you? The reason why these guys go top 5 in the draft.
All right, dude, quick aside about the Giants. Sorry to the listeners. um, dude, I honestly could care less how we do this season. I know that bothers you. I could care less about the DJ thing. I could care less about a whole lot of things. But what I'm hearing out of camp consistently is that Andrew Thomas is still a beast, Evan Neal is awesome, and Thibodeau is awesome. I don't care about anything else. If we could shore
Yeah,
up
I'm
our O
actually in the
line
same boat.
and D line, I'm fine. That's going to have us sitting pretty
You
for
know what's
whoever
awesome
takes the
too?
reins.
Like, I think that, like, dude, Andrew Thomas had a rough first year, and then last year he had an outstanding year, right? Or
I
was
think
last year his
so.
rookie year?
I think he might have been hurt for a good part of his first year.
All right. And then Evan Neal seems like an absolute alien. And Thibodeau, like, dude, Thibodeau was one of those guys that I feel like there was a little controversy around during the draft, so he dropped. But it's like the Giants finally took a chance on a guy like that, and I feel like he's gonna be unstoppable everywhere on the field, and he's like lean and fast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so
Dude,
fired up for
potential
him.
Micah Parsons.
Oh yeah. Um,
That'd
but
be
dude,
so fun.
I'm thinking about it. Like, we're gonna be able to follow the college football season and these quarterbacks that we might end up drafting next season as the Giants season progresses. There's gonna be so much talk between like the CJ Strouds of the world and Daniel Jones season, and it's gonna be a fucking nightmare. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really
Yeah,
ready for that.
it's not going to be great.
Unless he comes out of the gate really hot, dude. We have some winnable games in the first half of the season. So, especially before the bye. All right, back to the Rams. Cooper Kupp won the Triple Crown last year. Absolute beast. Most humble guy you'll find. He actually recently named his top 5 receivers in the league, which was Devontae Adams, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Stephon Diggs, and Odell. He didn't even put himself in there. He put his teammate from last year. Might be a play to get Odell back in a Rams uni, but either way, dude. Guy had almost 2,000 yards, 145 catches, and 16 touchdowns last year. And he didn't even put himself in it. It's a leader. It's a leader right there, dude. Otherwise, they did pick up Allen Robinson, I guess, as a replacement for Odell. Really, a replacement for Robert Woods, was he? Last year, the guy that got hurt.
Yeah.
Higby comes back. We were a big fan of him as a touchdown guy in the playoffs.
Another fantasy snipe.
Yeah.
Ranked very low.
Dude, they were solid everywhere last year.
Mm-hmm. Dude,
Defense
everybody
ranked.
kept talking about how they just paid for everything and like the cap doesn't exist with the Rams and you know.
Dude, it's very hard in the NFL to get guys that make like when was the last time that a team did this? I guess you could say the Bucks, which is crazy because that was 2 years ago, where they maybe it's not that they poached a lot of guys, but their payroll was so high and there's so many stars on that team too. It's like, but before that, like, can you name another team that like was all free agents, big name free agents? You know what I'm saying? That like the team kind of fought their success.
No, teams have never really been that stacked before. It's like you look at the Bucks, like they had JPP, Nadamik, and Sue, all these fucking huge names. The Rams,
And
the
they
Rams had
signed
Von
Jones.
Miller, Aaron Donald on the
Dude,
same D line.
and they got Eric Weddle. I mean, Eric Weddle came out of retirement, but like nobody else would have signed him. They
True.
probably didn't even have the money to sign him, and they still did it. Um, yeah, dude, we got third most team sacks in the NFL, second best pressure rate. Unbelievable. Offensive line ranks seventh on PFF. Jack already mentioned that. Whitworth is looking around anymore. Yeah, I think he won the Walter Payton Man of the Year award last year.
I think so.
The Eli Award.
The Eli Award.
Yes, nice.
Eli looks the best with it on his chest.
Hell yeah.
The sleeves that are this fat and this long.
So we have them finishing 13-4, actually opening the season with an L to the Bills. And I see that we did this like 3 or 4 weeks ago. We had them losing to the Cowboys in week 5, but I don't really feel the same about that anymore.
I'm good with leaving that. I think it's very close.
And then we have them losing.
Like the spread for that game is probably going to be like 3.5 or lower.
Yeah, 100%. And that's the Cowboys start off slow. I haven't looked at their schedule in a while, but they do have the Giants' same schedule, which is pretty light. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Cowboys start 4-0. We also have them losing to the Buccaneers in week 8 and the Packers in week 14. We have them beating the Chargers. We have them beating the Broncos, beating the Raiders, beating the Chiefs, beating the Saints, beating the Cardinals. Dude, I think these are all. I mean, Rams Chiefs games are normally a treat, just like the Chiefs Bills games. But I don't know, man. Rams, I don't think that they showed in the offseason signs of slowing down this year.
Yeah, no. They're going to be right back up there again, contenders.
All right, well, that pretty much rounds it out for the division. The NFC West is won this year by the Rams.
Yeah, I don't think we differ on any of our opinions of this division, like order, all of that. We're not super high on the Cardinals.
Seahawks are a shit show.
Niners are probably going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I think that the Niners are definitely making the wild card this year.
Yeah, there's 7 spots. They're definitely top 7 in the NFC.
The top 3 of the second placers. I hope so, dude. I really liked watching the 49ers play football this year.
It's just like you're competing with the Vikings, the Eagles, and the Saints.
I think the Saints make it and the Eagles make it.
Yeah, so okay, maybe they are 7.
All right. Sorry, I've been clearing my throat. All right, do you want to go right into the QB tiers, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and Jack are fired up about this. A lot of different opinions. Excuse me. All right, so I saw Rich Eisen do this. I saw a couple other guys do this, a couple other shows. I think it's a classic, but our QB tiers are like we kind of like name them ourselves. The first one is called Roster is Irrelevant. And whatever team that is fielded with this quarterback as the guy under center is going to be a Super Bowl contender every single year.
Mm-hmm.
Jack, please tell me your tier 1. Pretty sure it's different than mine.
I think it's very similar to the general public's, but Mahomes, Allen, Brady, Rodgers. I don't think anybody else touches that. that level of skill, hardware, greatness.
I agree with you on everything except for Aaron Rodgers does not belong in the top tier. He hasn't won. Dude, when was the last time he was in the Super Bowl? When was the last time he was
2010 when they won.
2010? Are you serious?
I'm pretty
In the
sure.
Super Bowl? Yikes! Dude, you could throw 48 touchdowns and 5 picks every fucking year. But if your team can't get to the Super Bowl with that high level of quarterback play, I don't put you in this top tier.
He has 4
Meanwhile,
MVPs.
okay, again, individual success, dude. I don't give a fuck about that. And this guy, like, his Instagram is full of slow motion videos of him pulling his hair back with like a guinea tee on. Go fuck yourself, dude.
Wow.
Try to go focus
Yeah, I don't
on
love
winning
him either.
football games.
I don't love him either. I think it's disrespectful to misplace one of the game's greats.
And dude, he's like Devontae Adams is in an interview, like, going from Hall of Fame quarterback to Hall of Fame quarterback. Obviously, he's pumping Derek Carr's
I
tires.
think that's all it is. The sentence
Dude,
ends there,
yeah,
dude.
yeah.
All he's doing is gassing Carr. That's
Okay,
it.
but that's to be expected, right? You're not
Yeah,
gonna like
100%. I
okay,
don't blame him at all for that.
but then Aaron Rodgers, the next interview that he takes is he references going from Devontae Adams to Alan Lazard, going from Hall of Famer to Hall of Famer as his
Okay, he's
receiver.
petty king.
Exactly.
But that
Fuck him.
shouldn't go against his tier rating.
It is in my head,
And
dude. It's my opinion.
did you hear the interview with Pardon My Take? No, definitely not. Dude, it was the most passive aggressive the whole time. It was just like them like subtle jabs, just like we hate each other, but kind of just going along with it. Dude, he is a dry sense of humor guy. Him call he, that joke about Alan Lazard is like, okay, number one, dishing at Devontae. Number two, dishing at my GM for this is really my best option. Like that's what it is. Like he's a subtle jab guy. He's very. I don't like Aaron Rodgers any more than you do. All I'm saying is he belongs in a tier with Brady, Allen, and Mahomes. Allen, who hasn't proven anything yet.
Dude, I just would trust Josh Allen to win a football game more than I would trust Aaron Rodgers. I know that's crazy to say, but especially with the rosters that they both have this year, yes. I know we're saying in this category, roster irrelevant. Okay, so you take Stephon Diggs off of, let's put Josh Allen in that position, and Patrick Mahomes is literally in that position. Brady doesn't have a similar situation at all. He has 3 Hall of Fame receivers this year. So what a lucky guy. But I think if you put Josh Allen, you take away Stephon Diggs, I think I still trust Josh Allen more because of what he's capable of and how hungry he is. Aaron Rodgers doesn't seem hungry.
Okay. I guess I don't know. It sounds a lot like speculation when it's like Aaron Rodgers has proven it. I mean, he's a choke artist, but he's still one of the best quarterbacks of all time.
100%. Yeah, I can't. All right, that moves me into talent plus potential equals possible contender.
This is gonna get nice and dicey. How many guys do you have in this tier?
6.
Me too. I don't think they're any of the same.
Yikes. All right, I'm going to just quick, like 1 or 2 sentence explain each one. Joe Burrow. Talent is obviously there. Potential is obviously there. Possible contender. He's proven it to us already that at such a young age, which is literally his first full season last year, that he can win football games.
All right, let me do the next one because I think we have the same one. Herbert. Yeah, super
Same
young, showed it
situation.
last year, somehow didn't make the playoffs, but he's got all the tools. He's insanely smart, and
Their defense got way better.
He has a great team around him. So they should have a lot of success. He should have a lot of success for years to come.
All right. I have Aaron Rodgers in this category. I've already explained. Okay. Next, Dak Prescott.
Okay.
So the talent isn't as raw as a Justin Herbert, Josh Allen, Mahomes, Joe Burrow, but like, what was he, a fifth round pick? Or am I
He was
tripping?
late. He was late.
He
He
was
was
very
not
late.
highly
Yeah,
touted.
maybe third rounder. But with where he's at, they were a literal freight train of an offense last year. They got those young guys on the defense. It seems like everything's clicking at the right times. They lost Amari Cooper and Michael Gallup is hurt, and who else did Sweet's been hurt?
Did
One
something
another.
happen with CD Lamb?
No, he's still good. But I know that their number 2 wide receiver now is Jalen Tolbert, the one they
Cedric
just
Wilson?
drafted.
Did you mention
He
him? I
went to
think he
Miami.
moved. Yeah.
And then Zeke's numbers have declined every year since he's been a rookie. So there's a lot like against him, but they still won a lot of football games last year. And dude, I don't hold Amari Cooper as highly regarded as other people. Like I understand he's one of the best route runners in the NFL, but ever since that one Raiders season, I don't think his numbers have blown anybody away. Do you have Dak in this category?
Yeah. No, I didn't think you would. Dude, I think he's got all the tools himself. He's a very underrated athlete, a
Yeah.
very underrated ball carrier. And dude, he's a good quarterback. Like it's just the Cowboys. That's all it is. Honestly, I think their team is cursed. I can't really put my finger on it. There is no chance of them having playoff or Super Bowl success. I just it's impossible.
Dude, I don't know if you remember this last year, but the reason why obviously they put themselves in this position in terms of what the score was in this situation, but Dak, there's like 20 seconds left, and Dak runs a draw up the middle with no timeouts, and they couldn't fucking spike it.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? That's why they lost. I mean,
Dude, they lost to Jimmy G. I expect the 49ers with Trey Lance will be better.
okay. But then there's the other situation where it's like Mahomes had 13 seconds in a full field and ended up getting the job done. So
Exactly.
I don't know how much of that is Mahomes being special because dude, Tyreek was a part of that. Tyreek was a huge part of that, right? Like Travis Kelce had one of the catches up the middle, but I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
I think
Tyreek
I
had the
think
other one.
Tyreek had the second one.
Anyway, my next guy is Lamar Jackson. I
Okay.
think a lot of people, for whatever reason, don't give Lamar enough credit as a passer. We will talk about this later on the podcast, but between his ability, like I just think he wins games, dude. Like before they started getting hurt last year, they were 8-1.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody saw that coming. That defense is still there. Even though Wink is gone, that defense is still there. They're going to have everybody on the offensive side healthy. They got rid of Marquise Brown. They got Bateman. They still got Andrews. Like, dude, I like the Ravens, and I like what Lamar Jackson can do.
Dude, big time dark horse. I disagree about the passing. I wish we did questions before this. But do you remember your questions?
Oh,
No, I know.
Lamar
I
Jackson
wish we did
question?
it before the no, just generally the questions. I wish we did it before the tiers, but I don't think he's a great passer, and I don't think he needs to be. And I still have him in this category.
He's a winner,
Um,
dude.
dude, you made a point yesterday or another day when we were talking about it, and I was telling you I disagree. Um, they're taking targets and options away from him. And Hollywood Brown is gone, and now they have Rashad Bateman's like their only guy, and then Mark Andrews. Dude, I don't think he needs to be a great passer. They can run like Power O all game. They can run fucking dude. When you run the ball effectively, you don't need to pass. It's crazy
The
because
Patriots.
because everybody talks about a balanced offense, but if you have the run, the other team can't stop you. You won the game.
Why would you ever need to put the ball in the air? Dude, I totally agree. But dude, imagine like Lamar's career path if he had Jamar Chase by his side, Mike Williams and Keenan Allen. anybody that the Cowboys have had, Stephon Diggs, Tyreek Hill. Like, imagine his career path if he had that number one wide receiver that was just alongside the whole time. Maybe we're saying different things about him today.
I think he's deficient in passing. I think those guys, yeah, they might help Lamar, but I don't think Lamar would help them. We've already seen what they can be with a capable quarterback. I think he would be holding them back. I know this is a conversation about Lamar,
That's
but
fine. That's why we're here.
I think you could throw a couple Jimmies and Joes with Lamar, and it doesn't matter. He'll hit some guys here and there, but they're a running football team.
And obviously, a running game helps a passing game. The threat of a run always helps. This category is called talent, which Lamar has, plus potential as a team. That's what they have, equals possible contender. I think that the Ravens, not even to limit it at their division, I think that they can win a playoff game, maybe two. But next on my list is Russell Wilson, unfortunately.
Holy crap.
Do we have the same list?
We're still in the second.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I thought you would have him in the third.
Well, you have 6 in the second tier and 4 in the first tier.
Yeah.
I have 3 and 6. So who's your last guy in the second category?
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, dude. 2019 was the last time this guy played. Yikes, dude.
And he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league at that point.
So is Colin Kaepernick.
That is not true.
Not at that point, but like, why does Deshaun Watson, the rapist, immediately get a $230 million contract, but Colin Kaepernick, who had probably more success, especially in the playoffs, than Deshaun, why does he not get that contract a year removed from the league, 2 years removed? You know what
I
I'm
don't
saying?
know, and
I
I'm not going to
can't put
talk
Deshaun this high.
politics. And I remember watching Deshaun, and if we're talking about team potential, which the Browns have a disgusting defense, and they have a good O line, and they have a great run game, and you just put a dynamic playmaking quarterback in there. Dude, he and talent. Oh my god, dude,
Okay,
Deshaun
yeah.
Watson, dude, his athleticism. I remember I was watching the playoffs with the Texans a couple years ago, and it was literally a highlight tape of him getting away from pressure, avoiding sacks.
Dude, I have to watch. I have to watch his highlights.
He was unbelievable, dude.
I mean, dude, I remember him being a top 5 fantasy quarterback every year, and that pretty much paints the picture. Like, when it comes to individual quarterback play, you could just go to fantasy stats. But, dude, I can't put him in this category. Another thing is that he's suspended at least 6 games, because even if they appeal it and it gets altered a little bit, it's not going to come down from 6 games. It's going to go up.
Mm-hmm.
So at least 6 games. And Jacoby Brissett and those boys, are they going to be able to hold their own until he comes back? Are they a possible contender? Are the Browns a possible contender even in their division? I don't
know. I don't know. They might finish 8 or 9. Like, I don't know what their record might be. Like, we did that a while back, but just looking at Deshaun as a quarterback, I think he definitely belongs in this tier.
We'll see. I mean, I would love another star, another guy to be I mean, I don't know if I'm going to be a fan of him, but you know what I'm saying. But you had Russell Wilson as another guy in here?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Russell Wilson has the talent. His team has the potential, even though they just lost 2 receivers, right? They lost Tim Patrick and Noah Fant. That's who it is. They're both out for the year.
Tim Patrick, Noah Fant, and Jerry Jeudy is dealing with like criminal charges, right?
But apparently, like, not.
Oh, Sharif, Sharif like laughed in your face about that.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, that little like red notepad next to their name on fantasy, how it says recent news. I clicked that and it didn't say anything about any of this stuff. So it just said like his projections. But dude, their defense is good. Like, their running game is good with that new kid, but just talent. It's Russell Wilson. He's proved it to us before. Like him and Aaron Rodgers, I see as the same.
Yeah, yeah. The lack
So
of picks.
yeah, lack of picks. Oh, interceptions. I thought you meant drafting receivers. They drafted DK. They drafted Tyler Lockett. They had Golden Tate there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, next category. I didn't really know how to name this one, but this is like they have potential to do some damage this year, but their ceiling is lower. Like for me, it was like combined personal success and team success. So I'll just like start it off. I think that these three guys will start it off with are it can be understood where I'm going. Derek Carr. You have him in this category? You fucking prick. Do you have him in the fourth one?
No, I was nodding. Yeah, he's
Okay.
in. He's in. I was like,
Derek
wait, why
Carr.
am I a prick? You have him in the fourth?
Yeah. Derek Carr has a lot more this year at his disposal. Yikes, word, but it is what it is. Their defense got better, and they added Devontae Adams. So I think that there's potential there, but his ceiling is. I think the Raiders' ceiling is however he does. And then same thing with the Titans, dude, with Brian Tannehill. Do you have Tannehill on this one?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Like, why isn't he in four? Because they drafted Malik Willis.
I think for the Titans drafting Malik Willis, he's available. Like I can't believe he's still available. It was what, like the third round? I don't think it had anything to do with Ryan Tannehill. They chose Tannehill over Mariota. I am not a fan of Tannehill at all. Dude, didn't he start off with the Dolphins and he was drafted? He was a receiver coming out of college, right?
No way, dude.
I'm pretty sure either you or Christian Vila told me that when he got drafted. But dude, I've never really believed in him as a quarterback. And he went to Tennessee, and they're a mostly running team. And you look at team success, you look at wins and losses. It's like, oh, Ryan Tannehill is pretty good. Wins and losses. It's like, no, that's all on the shoulders of their O
Especially
line.
with Titans.
And dude, their defense is very underrated too. Like, dude, he's never blown me away with his stats. Like, he's very underwhelming. It's just there's this narrative out there that he's an above average quarterback, and he's
I don't think that's true.
well, look at
Above
who
average?
finished top of the AFC in the regular season. It was the Titans. It's like you look at a quarterback as like one of the main reasons why a team has success.
Dude, obviously a lot could be contributed to Derrick Henry, but then once he went down, they were still able to win football games because of the rushing. Dude, that O line. But the O line was
They brought in
the
Adrian
third worst
Peterson
passing.
and Deonta Foreman,
True.
and
Those guys ripped it up.
yeah,
Definitely something to look out for. I didn't even think about that with drafting running backs this year. Is who the fuck is the Titans' backup, and when can I take it? Because if Derrick Henry goes down
it's
again,
Malik Willis.
I know that running
Oh, you're
back is
talking about
going to be
running
able
back.
to produce.
Yeah. Dude, next person I want to put in this category, Jameis.
You have Jameis at number 3.
Yeah,
Why? The 30 and 30 guy?
I love Jameis.
I know.
Dude,
Florida State.
he's a national champion. He's a potential guy, dude. He got drafted behind no, he got drafted to be the franchise quarterback for the Bucks with a trash team for years and years.
I can't name one receiver on the team.
I think he was there when Rondé Barber was still there.
Nah, dude.
Nah,
you gotta
yeah, I'm
chill
capping.
out,
I'm
man.
capping.
You're
I'm capping so
Pretty
hard.
sure they won the title in 2017, dude, in college. Rondé Barber retired in like
No, it was
2015.
2015 they won the national title. No, I think Jameis is a dark horse for like comeback player of the year. Apparently he's supposed to have a slow start because he's coming back from an ACL or something. But
Dude,
very
you would have to
underrated.
overcome McCaffrey and Derrick Henry for that award. I don't see it.
Yeah, I mean,
Even if the Saints make it to the playoffs, I don't see Jameis
dude, I don't
winning
know.
that award.
They got Olave and Michael Thomas and
Dude, Michael Thomas, why is he dropping so much in fantasy?
Alvin
Why?
Kamara, well, he hasn't played in 2 years.
But it's Michael fucking Thomas, dude. That guy was a
We
fucking
just talked
beast.
about Deshaun Watson for the same reason. Pick a side.
Yeah, but dude, Deshaun Watson, like playing quarterback is much different. It's so much more instinctual. Receivers, it's like beat this guy on this route and block.
Yeah, and injuries can impede his ability to do that.
I guess. I mean, he
And
did,
Deshaun Watson didn't get injured. He's just a rapist.
dude. No, he did tear his ACL. That's why he was out that first year.
Uh,
Thanks. Or his Achilles. But dude, Michael Thomas,
Christian Arroyo, 2-run ding dong. Sox are up 1.
let's go. Um, dude, Michael Thomas last year, I had him on my fantasy team as one of those guys that you draft when they're hurt because you hope that they come back, and he never came back. As in, like, I think that they were saving him so that he'd be fully healthy for this year, but I think he's still not.
Yeah, I think he's still coming back because he got a late surgery at the end of the year last year. It's a long recovery. I have Kyler in this tier.
I feel like
Yeah,
we've talked enough about Kyler. It's really just like
he
his
has the
team will
potential. He
go,
has the
yeah,
skill.
his team will go where he goes. I have Stafford.
Oh, see, that's who I forgot in my second tier. Yeah, Matty Staff.
Yeah, dude. I just think that like his potential is it's just for me it's just tied too much into how good the Rams roster is. Like, yeah, last year I'm pretty sure he had like 4,800 yards, like 47 touchdowns and 41 touchdowns and 17 picks, which is a phenomenal season for a quarterback. But I don't have him in tier two because I just feel like he's not enough of the reason. Do you know what I'm saying? And his
Yeah,
career with the
100%.
Lions was so much losing that I just can't. Like, dude, if he has a monster year and finishes like second or third in MVP voting, all right, then
He had
next
a
year he'll
very
be
good
in my
year
tier two.
last year, right?
Very good. What?
He had a very good year last year, right?
Yeah, 4,800 yards, 47, 41 touchdowns, 17 picks.
Yeah, so that's a very good year. Not saying you didn't say that, but okay. And you can attribute that to the team he was put on,
Yeah,
situation he was
and
put in.
Cooper Cup had 2,000 yards receiving by himself and 16
But did
touchdowns.
Cooper Cup have that with Jared Goff?
I mean, he was definitely a top 10 receiver at least.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, we can look that up one time.
But my argument is, yeah, a lot of losing on the Lions. We broke it down by tiers, and the second tier says talent and potential, possible contender. I'm taking the team totally out of that. He's always had potential. And when we say talent, it seems like one of those words at this point. Maybe just it feels like this in this situation, but it seems like one of those words now where it's like overused and you lack of meaning now. And then like, what does talent really mean?
Diluted.
Yeah, 100%. I think his talent is still like criminally underrated. The way he can
I could ride with that.
disguise where he's throwing the ball or the little tight little pockets he fits balls into. I sometimes he's unbelievable. Sometimes he makes dumb decisions. That's why he's in the third and he's not. I mean, he's in the second, not the first. But I think his dumb decisions and him being on the lines for so long is the only reason he's not in the top tier for me.
I mean, dude, I remember in fantasy for years he was a top five fantasy quarterback, even
Hmm.
on the Lions when they were
Yeah.
bad. I don't know, dude. I kind of feel like moving him up into the second tier. And then I actually feel like my next guy that I want to talk about is Matt Ryan. I feel like moving him down to four. Because aside from that Super Bowl run that they ended up losing, the worst comeback ever, like, have they really won anything? No. So it's a similar situation to Stafford and the Lions, but dude, Matt Ryan is on the brink of like you might have to retire soon, dude. Like
Hmm. Totally.
he's not a mobile quarterback. He's definitely in like his 15th year or something like that.
He's
And
old. He's certified old guy,
dude,
definitely.
he's definitely, but he's fiery. So is Stafford. So is Brady, which I guess is
Hmm.
letting these guys play so late into their careers. But I kind of want to move him into the fourth category. So I'll talk about that in a little bit. Dude, the third, my next guy, I don't know where you have this guy, but for potential and limited success is Mac Jones.
Hmm. Yeah, I had him.
It's just like a winning. He's a winning quarterback, dude, and like he did in his rookie year of 3,800 yards, I think like 22-10 or something like that. But
System quarterback stuff.
exactly, dude, like his potential to win games is there. His potential to grow as a quarterback is there, especially under Belichick. And but he hasn't seen. He has to have some type of suit.
All right, 1 second. Just a quick cutoff in the conversation. Braves are back up one. Um, Alabama quarterbacks. A couple years ago, there were none, and it was like Alabama just puts out defensive players, receivers, and running backs. Now, Tua, Jalen Hurts, Mac Jones. Who else? Is that it?
I think that's cool.
Starting to put out some quarterbacks. Starting to put
Yeah,
out
but
some
like, dude, none
winners.
of them are on this list higher than the like Mac Jones probably had the least. Yikes! Yikes! Probably had the least amount of momentum coming into the NFL. Like Jalen Hurts, I think was a higher profile quarterback. Obviously, like more of a dual threat. And then Tua, dude, when was Tua drafted? I feel like he was drafted
I
10th
think it was
overall,
2 years ago, 2019 or
but he wasn't drafted top five. Or no, I think he was drafted five, dude. I think the Dolphins traded up for him. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did that.
maybe it was the
But
2020 draft.
yeah,
Because wasn't
anyways,
last year his rookie year?
no.
I don't know. Um, Mac Jones, 100% agree. He's he's he fits right in that uh limited success totally. He went positive in his first year. He had a pretty good year, yards wise. Um, and he's got
Doesn't
the
make a lot of
potential.
mistakes, dude. 68% completion percentage. That's no joke. That's a guy, that's a mature player right there.
Hmm.
It's a guy that understands the game of football.
Absolutely.
All right, and then the last guy, I had Deshaun in this category, but we already fucking talked about that guy. I have to round this category out Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
Did you have him?
No.
Dude, I just had Jalen Hurts because I think that he has a lot of momentum right now. And
You know
the
what?
Eagles are so rounded out at this point that I think everything rides on him. So, and he has a lot of potential, but that his team success will ride on whatever he can do. And I think he has a ceiling. Like, if I thought higher of him, I would have put him in the second cat. I definitely wouldn't put him in the fifth. He's right at home.
I think, yeah, I had him in the fourth. I think I'm definitely moving him up to third. Um, he has that potential. You've seen flashes, totally, and the limited success. Halfway through the season last year, the Eagles realized they could be a really dominant rushing football team, and that includes, like triple options and read options with Jalen Hurts. He can fucking move. That guy's an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, definitely has a lot of potential. And I think he's another big reason, as much as Sharif doesn't want to admit it, I think he's a big reason why the Eagles might be contenders this year.
I think even if they win division, like I don't think the Eagles can play with the Bucks or the Rams, even the
I
49ers.
think they took a big step. I think they aged out some positions and just completely just like reload. They got a new D tackle who's even better than
Saw that one clip. Are you
Fletcher
talking about Jordan
Cox.
Davis?
Yeah.
Guy like what do they call it? Like an anchor anchor stance or something like that. It's like when you push somebody back so hard that they have to lift both of their feet and then plant them in the ground as hard as they can to try to stop you. And he pushed the guy back so hard that the guy had to do that 4 times.
It's just he was overlooked in the draft. I think he's one of those like classic cowboy profiles, like absolute head case, but we're gonna take him because he's talented. Um, dude, yeah, I think he's one of those freak athletes that's actually just like a super, super, super athletic train. Um, fill in for Fletcher Cox. Their defense is I think still in repair, but their O line is still one of the best in the league. They got better at receiver, and I think their run game is going to be what they heavily depend on. And I think Jalen Hurts is going to be a big part of that.
Yeah, I think Devontae Smith being the number 1 receiver last year also kind of like stunted his growth. He wasn't necessarily ready for that. I understand he was a Heisman the year before, but what was he, Alabama?
Mm-hmm.
They're always stacked with receivers. So like you can't really pay attention to just one guy on that roster, but him, like what, Jalen Rieger was out there last year. Like they didn't really have anybody else that anybody had to pay attention to. I think AJ Brown being the number 1 guy and him being the number 2 will definitely allow him to grow, which will benefit Jalen Hurts. Fourth category.
Wait, my last one for the third is Kirk.
Why?
I'm kind of a fan of Kirk.
Why?
He shows flashes here and there.
Flashes of what?
He doesn't really have, you can't really say potential anymore because we know what he is, but sometimes he can be a winner.
You ever see that video of the guy who's like, the league is just full of a bunch of Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins' cousin. It's like rookie Kirk Cousins is Mac Jones. Dude, let me look at this list and I'll talk. Walmart Kirk Cousins is Daniel Jones. Kirk Cousins' cousin is Carson Wentz. Old Kirk Cousins is Matt Stafford.
That's a yikes.
Dude, it's just like a whole bunch of
Kirk I Cousins. Agree with the other two, but not the Matt Stafford.
All right. Anyway,
Kirk Cousins could never dream of being Matt Stafford in any facet.
Matt Stafford is your tire pump guy this year?
Dude, last year, before he got traded to the Rams, I was always a Matt Stafford guy. He's a great quarterback. He was always on a terrible team. And then he came to a good team. What do you know? They win the fucking Super Bowl.
Okay. So let me remind everybody that the NFL is a 1-game series in playoffs. So yeah, he did win what, 3 games in the playoffs last year?
Beat Tom Brady and the Bucks. He beat the Niners, Kyle Shanahan.
Do you remember how many fucking interceptions Brady threw last year in the playoffs? He threw like 4.
Dude, they still had to come back, and he made a massive throw to Cooper Kupp on a great play.
Exactly. How much of that was Cooper Kupp?
Oh my God, we're not doing
it. Yeah, you're right.
We're not doing
I don't even want to. All right, you have Kirk Cousins in the third. Why, dude? He's the definition of never won anything. He has a cannon. He's always fired up. He's always had receivers. He had Diggs there before, bro. And Case Keenum was the guy that was the quarterback of the Vikings during the Diggs sideline touchdown.
He had Diggs for 1 year.
He didn't do anything with them.
Diggs' sideline touchdown was the year before he got to Minnesota.
Dude, so he has Justin Jefferson, a top 3 receiver, Adam Thielen.
Dude.
He's
like a top 25.
Okay. And Dalvin Cook, who's like a top 7 running back, has been top 3 in the past. And he still has never been able to do anything. Before he had Jefferson, he had Diggs there. So don't even start. Anyway. Okay, that opens up the 4th category.
Kind of just root for Kirk a little bit.
The time to prove it category. My first guy, Kirk Cousins. You've had it all forever.
Yawning again, dude. Yeah, shut up.
You've had it all forever, Kirk. It's time for you to do something with it.
I just
Rodgers
he hasn't had
lost.
that much, dude.
Rodgers lost Devontae. Go out there and win a couple games of football, dude. Show us that you're worth your massive contract that you have. Please, for fuck's sake,
I think
do
we overlooked the
something.
Vikings a little bit.
Didn't
I
they
think they're gonna
fire
be.
their coach?
I'm yeah, Zimmer. Yeah. And now they got a new one. I don't know
A
who it
new
is.
one. Yeah, because nobody gives a fuck about Kirk Cousins and the Vikings, dude.
I mean, dude, the Minnesota market is just tiny.
Don't even start with that, dude.
Dude, the
You
purple
wanna-
the purple people eaters. Come on. I think we overlooked the Vikings a little bit. I'm gonna
I can't
be
wait for them to prove it to me.
I'm
That's
gonna be
exactly why
on
he's in
the
this category.
I'm gonna be on the Vikings this year. The Vikings
I'm
and the Saints are my
extremely
teams.
disappointed in you, dude. The
The
Saints, yeah,
Vikings
I'm
and the
with you.
Saints.
I can't do the Vikings, dude. I might take the
Dude,
under
some
six
would
and a
argue
half.
that Kirk is better than Jameis.
I would argue that.
Uh,
That's why Jameis Winston is also in this category for me. Jack had him in the
the
third category.
fourth.
Time to prove it? Yeah, dude. He's more famous for having 30 picks and 30 touchdowns in a season than anything else. That's embarrassing, dude. Go out there. You got benched for a tight end last year, man, at the quarterback position. Right?
Dude, don't call Taysom Hill a tight end.
Go look at the Saints depth chart. That's what he is this year. A tight end. He's listed as a tight
way,
end.
Dude.
Yeah.
He's just, dude, if anything, he's a fullback. As a
Or a running
fullback,
back.
he's just got bricks for brains and he runs through people.
Yikes, dude. Bricks your brains is so harsh. Dude, come on. Bricks your brains?
Dude, his head is
He's an NFL
actually
quarterback.
square.
Oh, I thought you meant he was stupid.
Nah, I meant that too.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I gotta order my Canova before it's too late.
Yeah, I was just about to do the same thing. I got Carson Wentz.
Same, yeah. He's like actually on the brink of like, if you don't prove it this year, we're just gonna draft somebody next year and you're not gonna have a job. I don't know what his contract situation looks like, but I'm sure it's not favorable in the
I think we save Daniel Jones for last.
I mean, you just brought him up. All right, fine.
Jimmy G.
Jimmy G, I didn't even have on this list, dude. He as of right now, he's not a starting quarterback in the NFL. I totally forgot about him. But I would have him in this category. So yes, there goes that, what I just said.
Baker.
I don't know. Okay.
What?
Baker's in the last category.
You have him in the last one?
Yeah.
The last one, rookie / probably not a starter in the NFL.
Dude,
Okay.
he's barely beating out Sam Darnold. Dude, both of them are, you could just like interchange them and they're both going to be terrible. The best receiver is Robbie Anderson.
I definitely have Baker generally above Sam Darnold. I wouldn't put them as the same.
Okay, well, Sam Darnold has never had what Baker had to start his career. So, really, what is like, dude, the Jets were a shit show the entire time Darnold was there. Was Darnold the quarterback of the Panthers last year, or was that Bridgewater?
No, he was. Bridge was with the Broncos to start.
So, dude, we're dipping into the fifth category too early. I got Tua in a time to prove it. I understand this is his first full year starting, but they're in win now mode, dude. Apparently that defense is rolling. I don't really agree with that because of all the bad quarterbacks they faced last year. And he lost 5 games last year that he should have won.
I have
And
him. I have him
he doesn't have a
also.
lot of potential.
I have him also in this category just because, like, I wrote Tua 4/5. Like, he's. I don't know. It's not really time to prove it. He hasn't been given enough time yet. It's kind of like a Daniel Jones situation, but at the same time, like, you can kind of see the writing on the wall. Like, from a talent perspective, I just think he falls short.
Tyreek has been the
And
most accurate quarterback in the NFL in practice.
yuck. Not a fan of that.
Mhm.
I had Marcus Mariota in this.
Dude, there's no way he starts every game. There's no way.
Dude, all of these rookie quarterbacks could be complete fails.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, Mariota's like a serviceable backup. And
He couldn't even beat out Tannehill, the guy that we both shit on for not being able to.
they both suck, dude. They're both terrible.
No, dude. Tannehill's doing what Mariota could. You cannot deny. Mariota had Derrick Henry.
Mariota was a classic, like, had a crazy year in college, got drafted really high. It was him
One
and
overall. And Jameis. Or he
no,
was two
James
overall.
went first.
Yikes. Yikes.
Dude, we're gonna have to wrap it up after we finish tiers. Save the questions.
Okay.
Because the dog and I have to go to the bathroom.
So bad. All right. Like I'm just like doing this with my bracelet just to keep my mind off of it.
Jared Goff.
In 4? Dude, what has he ever done? But
Dude, it's time to
Super
prove
Bowl?
it. It's time to prove you could be the quarterback on one of the worst teams in the league. Are you worthy of an NFL starting job?
He's not gonna win games, dude.
Dude, the Lions might be okay this
Jesus.
year.
Yeah, TJ Hawk. He's gonna bring it home for them.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamal Williams.
Nice C plus B minus guys. They're coming. And that defense, Aiden Hutchinson, are you kidding me? You see that boy rolling down a hill, you get out of the way. All right, the last guy that I had in my time to prove it is Trey Lance.
Daniel Jones.
Oh, I'm sorry, dude. Trey Lance.
Dude, Trey Lance has played like 3 games.
But what I'm saying is, dude, I already said this to you before we started. Jimmy G got them to a Super Bowl and an NFC championship in like 4 years. And they are willing to give up on him for Trey Lance. I feel like if he doesn't come out hot out of the gate, people are going to be a little bit suspect on him.
You can make the argument that Trey Lance was, I mean, Jimmy G was the reason they didn't win that NFC championship and that Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah, he averaged 100 yards passing a game. Yikes! All right, well, let's see. Let's see how it goes. Daniel Jones is the last one. We could go on for hours.
This is the definition of time to prove it.
5th season in the NFL, all with the Giants.
5th? No way.
This is his.
He got drafted in 2019.
This is his 4th year. They didn't pick up his 5th year option. Pretty much saying, dude, this is your last chance. That's really what they said to him. And they disguised it with, oh, yeah, it made sense for the salary cap, etc., blah, blah, blah.
It's super rough because he's literally been handed a pile of garbage as a team every year.
Including coaches.
And O-line, people that are supposed to protect him. And
injured running backs, injured receivers. They had CJ Board as their number 2 last year.
Last year has to be like one of the biggest shit shows of all time.
Has to be.
Yikes. Dude,
no,
nonstop right now. She's like on a timer. It's like every seconds. It's like, wait. Ow! Wait. Ow! Cringe.
Haven't heard her since you said that. Maybe she knows you're talking about it behind her back. Anyway, Daniel Jones, I'm rooting for you, buddy.
Me too.
I really am. I see God in your eyes, but I need you to see God in your eyes. I don't know.
All right, the 5th category, we could just run through it pretty much. I have Zach Wilson.
Same.
Justin Fields.
All right, so this category is called getting started, like a really young guy that's on a bad team. So he's just getting started. Let's see what he's got. And the other part of this category is you're beating a dead horse. So Zach Wilson, who's your second guy?
Justin Fields,
Yep, getting started.
Davis Mills,
Both might be beating a dead horse.
Trev Lawrence.
Just getting started. We'll see what he
I
can
had
do with
Trey
Evan
Lance
Ingram.
in this.
That's fair. I mean, I'm not gonna fight tooth and nail over that.
And then I had Darnold and Locke.
Darnold and Locke, 100%. Darnold might never start an NFL game again unless somebody gets hurt. Drew Lock, same dude. There's no guarantees he starts week one with Geno Smith in that quarterback room. Baker Mayfield, I have in this category because, dude, it's really the progressive commercials that got me, dude. It's just
It's
like,
too late for you.
yeah,
Get out of here because of commercials.
yeah, dude.
Terrible, dude.
I don't even like looking at his name.
I
I
hate
remember,
his
dude. I
face.
remember when he got drafted by the Browns, number one overall. I was in the Top Golf parking lot, and I was fired up. I was like, they did it. They're on their way to the playoffs every year. They figured it out. This is the quarterback. Not at all the
And
case.
he
They
just
chose a rapist over him. That's where we stand now. They chose the rapist.
yeah.
And then I got Marcus Mariota in this one. Desmond Ritter from Falcons. I think he was drafted like last pick of the first round. I feel like
Ritter?
really,
I'm pretty sure Pickett was the only quarterback picked until like the third or fourth round.
Thanks. I got Jared Goff in this one because it's like you're beating a dead horse. You're the quarterback of the Lions. There's not much really. Dude, actually, if you remember, they lost like 5 weeks in a row on the last play of the game. Do you remember that? Just heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak. They started the year 0-10. And it was,
0-10. Dude,
I'm
they
pretty
only
sure.
went 0-17. They were like 0-14. They got their first win.
So they started 0-10.
Dude, you don't say they started 0-10 when they started 0-13 or 0-14.
I feel like I just did.
You did. Touche.
All right. I got, and then Kenny Pickett. That's the last one. Everybody else has been mentioned. Kenny Pickett, 20th overall pick in this draft. Steelers got a good team. He's just getting started. I have faith in him. I don't know anything about him, but it seems like he's been gelling with the guys in that locker room. Tomlin never misses 500 record. And that's what I got.
Yeah, big time like Steelers vibes is like, yeah, Kenny Pickett might be like decent just because he's going to be a system quarterback and the Steelers don't lose games under Tomlin. That's it.
What else do you need?
And their defense is still top tier.
Yeah, and they don't have a sack of shit on their team. Big Ben, you remember him?
Well, people say that TJ Watt's a racist, but
Apples to oranges. A racist can be a piece of shit. A piece of shit can be a racist.
yeah, that's my point. They do have one of those on their team.
Well, now they have one less.
Positive Joe.
Maybe Kenneth Pickett is a racist. Who knows? Yikes! All right, this has been the CinqBoys podcast. We're gonna wrap it up. We both have to go anyway. Follow us on Instagram. We do have a partnership with Play Action Pools coming out. We are going to promote it on social media. It is a survivor pool, pick 'em pool type of platform. It's going to be pretty awesome. Me and Jack are going to be heavily involved in that. I'm going to beat him. I'm going to win. I'm going to win.
We'll see.
I'm going to pick the hardest teams. I'm going to pick the -110, -110 games early in the season so that at the end of the year,
I think that's
get to pick
everybody's
the
strategy,
favorites.
bud. You thought you were the only one that was going to save the Bills for late?
No, I was gonna pick the Bills early and put my back against the wall at the end with the Lions week 17. Also, the Bills are the Rams week 1. All right, this has been the CinqBoys podcast.
CinqBoys.
Yes, guys.
Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter.
Yes.
Look up our website, CinqBoys
All right.
Sports Betting and News Podcast.
Peace.
Peace out.